Yo, hey, usually I'm like top of the morning to y'all, but it ain't morning this time. You're working with that midnight oil. You know what I'm saying? So finally getting this transmission cooler put in, which I showed y'all a couple videos back. But if you're new to the channel, you know what I'm saying, you see what we got going on. 700 R4 here to replace that TH350. I got my transmission cooler here, the Hayden. Part number is 677. So we're gonna go ahead and get this thing installed. It's not really a how-to video or whatever, but I just wanted y'all to come along on this journey with me, man. I've never installed a transmission cooler before, so this is my first time. So I'm learning as I go, pretty much. But what I can show you here is that shows that it's two types of installation. And what's recommended is the in-series installation, which is what I'll be doing. So the cooler, one end of the cooler attaches to the radiator and the other end of the cooler attaches to the transmission, straight to the transmission. This is the hookup that I'll be doing. The other hookup is where both connectors go from the transmission to the cooler and you omit the radiator. So I'm going with the in-series connection. So that I'm gonna do. So I don't know how many of y'all got Monte Carlos with this nose on the front and the big old air dam and the front top plate. I've had several people tell me different ways I could do it without removing the bumper and this and that. So what I started to do, I'm gonna backtrack here a little bit, just let y'all know what I got going on. So what I started to do is remove the bumper, or actually what I wanted to do was remove the top plate first, and then, you know, just lift this up and go up under there, put the transmission cooler in front of the condenser. That didn't work because there's another screw. So you got screws in the top here. These are M16 bolts here. You got those, and then you got these little clamps here. So I took all of these out, took all the bolts out, still couldn't get this out. There's actually three more screws in this top plate that you gotta get to. It's hard to get to. So I was like, well, shoot, I'll go ahead and just start taking the front bumper off. I started taking the bolts out, took these bolts out, and I started taking off the bolts that go to that go from the fender to the bumper. And I got tired of working, man. And something told me, like, I said, man, it'll be easier for me to just dismount my radiator, and the condenser is right there. So all I did was unmounted my top plate here, unmounted the radiator, which it was mounted with some ties from these holes to one of the holes here. And this hose is flexible. So guess what? I can just pick it up and move it out of the way. Give me some space. And this is where I stopped at. So the condenser has two little stoppers that holds it down. The hole is right here. This is what, and I done dropped some, but this is what the mounting stopper looked like. It's a bushing or something, I guess, because this is metal and then this is like rubber. So I took this side apart first before I decided to do a video. But the other one is still there. So this is the bump stop or whatever for this side. So it got one 10mm bolt in it. I'm gonna take this bolt out. That way that'll release the condenser. I can lean it back, and then I can install my my transmission cooler on the front of the condenser. That's the best place for it. You go through the grill, the air runs right into the cooler. I had a couple people tell me, oh, you could just go from under the bottom and just mount it in front of the condenser. No, you cannot on the Monte Carlo SS, because look what you got. This big old air dam right here. it's solid all the way around. It's solid on this side. It's solid on this side. And then up under the bottom, it's right here. You cannot get to that from under here, man. This is where the radiator goes right here. Like, you cannot get in there. So it ain't gonna work. While I'm under here, man, hey, y'all know I like stuff to look pretty, so that's some more work and some more content for another day. We're gonna sand this down and paint it. We're gonna get her looking good, man. Even though people can't see that or whatever, I like my stuff to be nice, so I'm gonna get up under there and do some work. But for now, for the sake of this video, all we're doing is installing the new transmission cooler. So I'm gonna take this out. Like I said, that'll release this condenser. This is a new condenser as well. Like I said, if y'all just started watching, man, first of all, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when we're dropping these videos. So this is a new condenser. As you can see, the outlets are on the passenger side. On a Monte Carlo, the outlets are normally on the driver's side, but these are on the passenger side because I ordered a condenser for an 85 Cutlass. That way, I got my compressor on this side, I got my dryer on this side. That way, my lines will just run from here straight to here instead of running from here over the radiator and around it and all the way over there. That's too much. I want a clean engine bay, so I want everything on this side. So cheat code right there, get you a Cutlass condenser. That way your outlets are on the passenger side. And shout out to Penny LS1, man. He the one that put me on that. He put me on that, and then they was out of stock. He let me know when they went back in stock, and it wasn't just me. He let everybody know, but I messed around and caught it, and I went on ahead and bought it, man. So 85 Cutlass condenser, clean engine bay, man. So we're gonna get to work though. All right, so I went on ahead and took the condenser out. So I'm gonna mount this thing about right here. I got my little mounting tabs. So it comes with 4 mounting tabs. You just run it through the cooler and through the fins on the condenser and out to the other side. So I don't have a cameraman, nor do I have my tripod. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this together, and then I'll show y'all what I did. Y'all stay tuned. All right, I'm back. So I done switched out gloves and everything. Them other gloves was too thick for me to work. But so this is what the cooler is gonna look like mounted to the condenser. I think that's a pretty good spot. I got my little tabs in here and ran through the back. So I got all 4 tabs, just ran them through the fins. And they give you these little protective things here. So what I'm gonna do is put one over each little line here. That way it'll protect the condenser, because then you have to put these clamps on here so it'll actually lock in. It's pretty much like a zip tie. So once it go on there, like, that's it. And then cut the excess off. So I only got one hand, so y'all know what time it is. I'll be back. sir. So, well, I say it's all mounted up, but I got 3 of them. I lost the other clamp like this, so 3 will hold it, man. It's a real light piece of aluminum or whatever it is, so it'll be all right without that one, man. Y'all know y'all do it too. Don't hold me to this now. Back outside, we back outside. As y'all can see, it's daylight now. It's the next day, man. I didn't get to finish up last night, so I came back out here and finished up today. These are my hoses coming from the cooler. This is my hold on. This is my my supply line, and this is the return line. So this is the supply line, and that is the return line there. So coming from the transmission, the fluid goes through this line, go through the radiator, come through this line, go through the cooler, comes back through here, and routes cool fluid to the transmission. I was confusing myself trying to explain that jump, but yeah, like I said, this is the supply coming from the transmission, going into the radiator, comes out of the radiator and goes into the cooler, comes out of the cooler here and goes back into the transmission. Yeah, if you ain't catch that, hey, just rewind that thing, because I'm confusing myself trying to repeat it. But so we got the transmission cooler hooked up and we ready to go. Man. 75. Everything works. My goodness. My goodness. Woo. Got them boys outside tonight, man.
Come here right quick. Let me show you something.
Oh, you said you want to show something to YouTube? What we got?
One speaker. Nah. I'm talking about the trunk. Look, catch your light on.
Well, I got my light on. God damn! You gotta be kidding me, bro.
I ain't kidding.
And you ain't touched nothing
right there. I ain't everything back.
You ain't touched nothing.
Factory,
man. Man, find a 75 cleaner. Find a 75 cleaner. You might get your own video with this car. Sheesh. Make our own car show out this bitch. I said I wasn't gonna record, didn't I? Look at me. Yes, sir. You gotta get this footage cause you ain't gonna get nothing like this in Maryland, dog.
They're gonna say you with the ops.
You ain't gonna get nothing like this in Maryland, dog. You better record while you can. We out here though. Everybody outside, man. Hey, this dude right here, he got a YouTube channel. Y'all follow his channel, Mississippi TV. You see it right there. He did a whole, he did an LS swap on this thing.